And the first piece is I'm going to do a brief presentation. Last night I spoke about the Synod's mission priorities, and I wanted to take a moment to just take a look at those priorities in a little different way. And so I'm going to bring up some slides for that. And as we built the budget this year, the officers and the staff wanted to look at the impact that we have on these 6 priorities that we're focused on. The budget itself tends to be a more administrative document that talks about mission partners, salaries, benefits, office space, and those kind of things. But the budget, it really doesn't speak to the mission. So our treasurer, Joe Stepansky, and I wanted to look at it in a different light. We wanted to look where we spend our money and also our time in relation to our mission priorities. We wanted to look at the budget, but then we also realized that there are impacts in our synod that are simply not in the budget. For instance, we have a legacy fund, that really an endowment that produces resources for us that fund mission, but those are not reported in our budget. In addition, the congregations send us designated funds that go to further our mission, but also do not appear in the budget. The money that congregations send to support the camps, Lutheran disaster relief, and many other ministries are really not reflected in our budget. They're dollars that simply flow in and out to the work of the church. We also wanted to understand where the staff spends its time and where the dollars that we spend on the staff go. And so we decided to come up with a kind of visual representation of our mission. And so I wanted to show you what the 2023 budget looks like evaluated against our mission priorities. And you can see in this pie chart in the budget plan, there are areas where we have support. So the church-wide mission support is 31% of our budget. So for every dollar that comes into the synod, we send 31 cents on to churchwide. You can see that the big pieces of the pie here really are developing leaders at about 15%, and nurturing congregations is the largest piece at 17%. And then interacting authentically, really new missions and ways that we're reaching out in the community at 13%. There's some pure administration that we have to do at 14% to kind of keep the trains running. But this is just the budget. It represents about the $2.3 million budget plan. But then we wanted to look at the total impact. And so when we added in the total impact, we come out with about $3.5 million. And you can see the pie pieces change pretty substantially. But still, if you look at these, not every priority is equal. In other words, there are some areas that we spend more than others. You can see our church-wide support goes up to 33% when we look at our total impact, with over $1 million going to the church-wide. You can see that the largest pieces of that support then is the church-wide organization, but there is greater emphasis in the synod on supporting our congregations. And so 18% of all the work we do is in direct support to nurturing and caring for our congregations. The second largest emphasis for us is on developing leaders. And this includes some of the work that we do at the camps, some of the work we do with youth ministry, but also the work that we do in raising up seminarians and working with the candidacy committee and those things. And so these dollars represent both dollars of direct expenditure and also the time of the staff in these various areas. But we have certainly been changing over time. And you'll notice the relating globally piece, which is kind of the orange piece, is almost $300,000 and is 9% of our total impact. It's a very small part of our budget, but because a good bit of our endowment dollars go there and the congregations support missionaries around the world, those dollars are reflected in that. But we have been changing over time. Justice outreach, which was not in our work really 2 or 3 years ago has become now $115,000 worth of work that we're doing. In addition, we created a justice fund, and that is also helping in situations to work with communities to bring justice situations. So we are spending a greater effort of time and money in working with justice outreach. And we're also really increasing our awareness and work with fostering spiritual wellness. And you can see that that now is 4% of what we're doing financially and with our time from the staff, and that will continue to grow. So these are areas of growth for us. But I just wanted to give you a better picture of kind of how we are focused on these key areas in our mission. You'll see that the piece of administration gets smaller when you look at the total impact, because the administration is completely funded out of the budget. And so, you know, administration includes things like this Synod Assembly and all the work that we do to get information out and to keep track of all the rosters and records and those kind of things that we are responsible for in the Constitution. So I hope this was a helpful way to just get a better picture of how the Synod budget and the resources that we have really shape the mission that we do. And so we will continue to look at these and evaluate them and see where we can have the greatest impact on our mission and the priorities. And I hope this makes these priorities a little less abstract.